Hello everyone. So in this video, what we're gonna do, let me share my screen first. If you remember in the last video, we discussed that how we can use text to generate some powerful Maya. But I told you one thing which is different from the other videos, that we're gonna actually compare DAX with SQL, and I'm gonna show you how we can translate the DAX into SQL. And if we want to translate SQL back into DAX, we can do it, right? So if you remember, we have generated this total product cost. We are just, writing the sum of the total product cost, and you can see it is showing us the data, which we are obviously breaking down by product name, right? So that was the DAX expression, and obviously it is showing us the data in a very nice, this horizontal bar chart that we can see in here. Now the DAX query is pretty simple and straightforward. We are not adding any complexity. But now what I'm gonna do in this video, I'm gonna show you how you can translate this query back into SQL Server, right? So that's a skill we're gonna learn in the Power BI besides the Power BI skill sets, right? So let's copy this query. And you're gonna enjoy this skill because so that's our DAX expression, right? Let me just write it. Expression. So now, as you know, because I'm getting the sum of the total product cost from my sale table. So always remember, once you come and you start writing the select statement, always get the main output of your DAX expression, right? Which is in this case is our sum of total product cost, right? So what I'm going to do, I know that I'm going to read from this table, and let me just put star. I'm not going to run this query unless I fail. And like I mentioned, the sales is the schema, and then we have the dependent table, which is obviously TBL reseller sale. If you don't understand the independent concept, please watch my data model video where I have explained this concept, because we're going to actually use this concept throughout the course, right? And let me just go. You can see we have the sale, right? And what we are getting, we are getting total product cost, right? So that's what we are getting. And I'm going to call it RS. And let me first, I'm just actually breaking it down step by step. You can easily understand. Yeah, so we are getting all the product costs, right? Now, if I come back to my Power BI dashboard, I am breaking it down by product, right? So in here on my x-axis, y-axis, I have the product name, and my product name is coming from the independent table product, right? All right. So what I'm going to do, I need to inner join. And if you don't understand the inner join, please go and watch the inner join in SQL. I'm going to put that link in the description as well, because that's why I've discussed the SQL concept first. So that will help you, to understand now these output or data visualization videos, right? And it will give you a lot of power to generate some really powerful dashboards. So you can see we have the independent product table in here. I'm going to represent as P, and obviously I need to join it. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to say that, okay, in the reseller sale table, let me see what common key we have. I do believe we have the product key in here. Yes, we have the product key, right? And I'm going to link it with product key in here, right? So that's pretty much it. Let me rerun it just to see. Okay, I need to show my product name as well. So I'm going to do P dot, is it product name or is the English product name, right? And if I'm going to call it, I'm just going to call it, just to keep things similar, I'm just going to call it product name, right? And now let me run it. Yeah, I'm getting all my product total cost by product name. Now, but now the only difference, so up to this point, we are pretty good, right? We are now syncing our SQL statement with our DAX expression. There's only one thing left, which is sum, right? And we are uh, aggregating it or applying the sum on total product cost, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to apply the sum on my total product cost. But if you remember the SQL expression, or if you understand the SQL language, you remember that if we run it like this, we're going to get the error because we are using a column which is not part of the aggregation. So it has to come as part of the group by clause. So let's go add the group by, and we are going to a bit lazy, so I'm going to copy the p.english product name. Right. So that's all good, right? So you can see now we are aggregating the total product cost by the product name, right? Now, what I'm doing on my dashboard, in my tile, you can see I'm just showing the top end, and I'm in the end, I'm putting 10. So I'm just showing those top 10 products which are costing us a lot, or the cost of those products are highest out of other product, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do top 10, and obviously I need to arrange it because I need to arrange it, otherwise it's just gonna pick any random top 10. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to arrange my data by a second number. And if you remember, I told you we can mention the column, or we can mention the position of the column which we want to use to sort our data. And our sum is coming as a second point, so we're going to actually use the second one, right? And I'm just going to call it, because I need to give a proper name, so total, and I'm sorting it by second column, which is the sum of the total product cost, right? So now run it and we'll see. Excellent. So we can see the top 10, and now we are in a position where we can match at least the product name. This number looks quite high, right? So we want to convert it into the similar output that we are seeing on our dashboard, which we are going to do in a moment. But let's check whether the product name are correct. Is it the topmost product, the top product, which is costing us a lot, which is Mountain 200 Black 38, Mountain 200 Black 38. Awesome. What's the next one? Mountain 200 Black 42. Mountain 200 Black 42, right? So that's good. Right. Now the only thing remaining here, we are getting the total value, but in here it is already converted into millions, right? So Power BI is efficient. It automatically detect the unit and convert the value accordingly, right? So we're gonna do the same thing, which is not a big thing. What we are going to do, we are going to divide by, because we are converting into millions, so we're going to actually divide by million. So that's going to be 6 zeros, right? And let's see now. I think that should work. Yeah, it is working, but you can see we still have, after decimal point, we have more than 2 digits. So we're going to make it exactly the same as of our Power BI. So I'm going to apply the round function, and I'm going to round it up to 2 digits, right? So which is good. Let's run it. And you can see, guys, we have exactly the same output. I'm going to actually put it side by side just to show you that how we can translate our SQL DAX into SQL. Let's first, let me just reduce the size of, yeah. The visibility is bit, yeah. Let me just, yeah, I think that's still better. Yeah. So the first one is coming as 2.82, and you can see Mountain 200 black 38, 42, 38 again, 42, and 44. I'm just checking the product name, and let's check the value. 2.82, and then we have 2.40, then we have 2.14, then we have 1.98, 1.96. All values are matching on both sides, right? So that's how we convert the DAX into SQL, right? And in the same way, if you have the SQL and if you want to write the DAX, you can understand how we're going to actually now do the practice to learn both sides. We already learned the SQL. Now we're going to actually learn another language, which is DAX, and we will use SQL to see how we can, translate our SQL script into the DAX, right? So now if I actually come back and do a little analysis, I know what I'm going to do whenever I want to write any DAX and I have my select query. All I need to actually put the aggregation function around my measure, and that's the syntax of the language. So in DAX, we normally represent it in this way, and you don't need to worry about learning it because it will automatically appear. And if you remember, once we write the measure, this thing appear automatically. You just need to select it, right? All you need to understand this part, right? So you can see for SQL user who understand the SQL, learning DAX is much easier compared to people who doesn't understand the SQL, right? So that's the remaining part of the first exercise where we did, where we actually write our DAX, and we left one part out of the first video that we haven't seen how we can translate DAX into the SQL. So in this video, we actually translate DAX into the SQL, and in the upcoming video, we're going to improve this skill more and more with more and more complex DAX as well as SQL scripts. So hopefully that will help you to understand two different world of the data and analytics, but one is obviously linked purely from the visualization, the other one is from the backend, but at the end they both can be translated into each other. If you like, please like the video. If you have any question, please put in the comments. More than happy to answer. Otherwise, thanks for watching. And the next one, we're gonna see a little bit complex text expression. Thanks for watching.